Hey everyone, Couch Investor back to another Tesla weekly video for today. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend so far. It's been quite a hectic week with regards to earnings. We've covered a lot of companies on this channel. If you missed those, well, or they'll be at the top right corner, or you can find them on the channel. And again, thank you everyone that has been supporting the channel lately. I really appreciate that. We're well on our way to reach 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So huge thank you. Now, in this Tesla weekly video, which will be split into two parts, because the second part will talk about all the numbers that we've gotten for the month of July in Europe, and those numbers are quite good. I'll give you a little sneak peek in this video already, but most of this video will be related to India. They're moving to India. Why? Whoever wins in India will win the EV race. I'm not saying this, someone else said this. We have to talk about the Tesla numbers as well. And then some interesting things that have happened throughout the week. So first things first, of course, you've probably seen already on the screen right now, more and more sightings of the Cybertruck, whether it's in the United States or still testing in New Zealand when it comes to the winter condition, snowy condition. I mean, those pictures, those videos are always very, very welcome. But first thing I want to touch on is about the acquisition that Tesla has made, which, by the way, Tesla doesn't do many acquisitions throughout the years, right? I mean, for a company that is generating their amount of cash, you would think that maybe throughout the years they would be buying a company here and there, but I don't think they have been doing a lot of acquisitions in their history. But this one could be a pretty interesting one. So of course, this was reported a couple of months or so ago. So this is the German wireless charging tech company, Wiferion or Wiferion, depends on the German accent you want to use. And they paid $76 million to acquire this. Now this is obviously a sneak peek as to how wireless EV charging might work in the future. I don't know what the efficiency will be, but still a pretty cool thing. Then we've got some interesting news that came out from this specific source. Again, I don't think we've had many sources say this, but he wrote, Giga Shanghai started production switchover. Starting this week, they'll produce 2 days of the current Model 3, 2 days of Highland production, alternate operation, and completely switch to Highland production 2 weeks later, which very, very interesting. So I tweeted to David and Farzad. David is Farzad's media guy. You've probably seen him on Farzad's channel sometimes. I will try and get Farzad on this channel. Let's see if he wants to. So David says here, interesting, 2 days of production could be a rather large volume of cars, which I said indeed. I feel they're trying to build up inventory for Highland so they can ship those out as soon as possible when it is announced. But of course, since this is just coming out of one source, I'll take it with a grain of salt and pepper. Up next, we have to talk about the semi-truck. As most of you know, the OGs here know that I have been a big fan of the semi-truck since the start. Everybody's going with the refresh, with the Cybertruck. I said, semi-truck, that's the one I would love to see scale up. And unfortunately, there have been a lot of delays, but this news is very, very welcome. So Tesla wants to build a semi-truck charging route from Texas to California. The EV maker seeks $100 million for 9 big rig charging points. Of course, Tesla could find $100 million on their cash pile, right? But hey, if they can ask the government to pay for it or subsidies, then why not? Now, this charging network will enable long-distance electrified freight transportation from Texas to California. In addition, it will open access to regional transportation in Texas, Arizona, and California. Moreover, the route will also allow transportation from the Mexico state of Nuevo León to the United States. Yep, exactly. We're all thinking about the same thing. By the way, you can add the SpaceX location as well. It's all part of the plan. With regards to the overall market, so the overall transportation market, the US relies heavily on commercial trucks to transport goods. However, they greatly pollute the environment. In 2021, trucks accounted for 1.1% of vehicles in the United States, but were responsible for 17.9% of emissions. Therefore, the government should be interested in switching to electric trucks in order to limit greenhouse gas emissions in this sector. One of the main reasons why I'm extremely excited to see electric semi-trucks. Of course, they have to be good ones, because the truckers wouldn't want to have to stop every hour or so to charge their battery packs. Now, of course, scaling production for those semi-trucks will take some time, will take a lot of batteries as well. Then, and this is the big deal, right? This is the next huge step for the future, whether it's for cars or energy or even both. So, Tesla leases new office space in India, driving rumors of imminent market entry. So, apparently, the 5,850 square foot space in the Penshil Business Park in Pune, India, has been leased by Tesla. The acquisition of the office space by Tesla shows it is further solidifying its effort to establish some sort of presence in India as it moves towards building an automotive production facility in the region to build a 24,000 vehicle for the country and for export, because we already had this news here that Tesla is set to launch talks for a 24,000 car factory in India. Now, of course, it's not that simple. They're still in talks with regards to exports, import taxes, who they have to participate with to build those cars. I mean, they have to go with an Indian company as well. Do they exist? Are they up to their standards? We don't know. Can we allow Chinese counterparts to enter? We don't know either. A lot of things still need to be cleared out. But what we do know is that, well, Elon is very, very confident that Tesla will be in India and will do so as soon as humanly possible. Hopefully, we'll be able to announce something in the not too distant future. We don't want to jump the gun on an announcement, but it's quite likely that there will be a significant investment and relationship in the future. I mean, Tesla is not the first big American company that is investing in India. Amazon has done it for years and years, Walmart, and now, of course, we've seen the move from Apple into India as well. So, will Tesla follow into Apple's footsteps? 100%. Decoupling or deleveraging the risk of being very, very focused in China is very good for everyone. And I mean, India, the world's largest democracy, this economy will just become bigger and bigger over time. So you would like to be a big player in that growing economy sooner rather than later. And of course, I like to repeat myself, this is not only about building cars. The energy part of the business will probably play a big part of Tesla's future in India as well, and it's going to benefit the Indian population heavily. Oh, and by the way, Tesla has an advantage, obviously, right? Because in India, it's advantage Tesla as Chinese automakers face heat. Now, Tesla has had a red carpet welcome from India for its proposal to invest in the country, while its largest rival in electric vehicles, China's BYD, has been stopped cold by increased scrutiny from New Delhi. And here's the quote: "The future of who wins in India will have some bearing on who wins globally in the EV race." This was mentioned at the World Economic Forum. I know not a lot of people are pro, but hey, I'll take it. Then, with regards to BYD, so it appears to be making a back seat. Months after seeking clearance for its own $1 billion investment in India, BYD is no longer keen to pursue the approval, according to Reuters. In a further setback, BYD is facing an investigation over allegations that it underpaid import tax in India. So, again, red carpet welcome for a company like Tesla, and they should take advantage out of that. Now, talking about China, we have to talk about the Tesla weekly insured numbers. So, unlike last week, this week we're back up and back on track. 10,600 Tesla insured registrations for the week of July 24th to July 30. And again, it follows the trend. The third week we've seen also last quarter was a little dip. Now a nice little rebound there. But of course we're playing catch up for the quarter over quarter growth. As for the wholesale sales for July, the number was 64,285. And here's the little sneak peek for the next video where we talk about Europe. So the Tesla sales in Europe per month and year. So with most of the countries reporting July sales already, you can clearly see that year-over-year growth looks pretty good. But you have to take into consideration that last year we have that weakness because of the Giga Shanghai shutdowns in Q2 and this year's price cut. On the other hand, of course, the macro situation this year isn't great either. Now, if we look at July, which is the first month of the quarter, it used to be weak compared to the other years, but this time it is doing pretty well. Of course, the positive effect of Giga Berlin here can be seen visually. And currently July is up 23% from April and even more from January. This looks like the best quarter in Europe so far. Of course, a lot of things can change. We still have 2 months to go. But as we know, Model 3 production will be down for some time this quarter due to the switch to Highland. Speculation, of course, remains to be seen when that will be announced. And last graph that Pilolo gives us here, so the trailing 3 months for each country gives a detailed view. The order is based on year-to-date sales. So France has now surpassed the UK as the second largest Tesla market in Europe, and Sweden, Netherlands, and Spain have moved up a place. I'll give you one other sneak peek here, and that's from Switzerland. So the Tesla Model Y leads in Switzerland as best-selling car. As for Australia, supercharged EV sales nearly hit 50,000 in Australia in 2023. Tesla's 2 electric models have led the charge by a country mile, with Model Y and Model 3 accounting for 29,511 sales so far, so more than half. And here you have the year-to-date national EV sales as of July 2023. So top spot goes to Model Y, second place Model 3, and then third place the BYD Atto 3. Last 2 things here. First up, inventory in the United States. The only high thing here is again the Model X, but otherwise all the rest are in pretty neutral spots right now. Even Model 3 here is not that high despite all the rumors of the Highland. And last thing here is the graph. So this week another red candle, but you can see that we touched the 50-day moving average and then we rebounded back to around 257. The 50-day moving average is at 250. So keep that in mind. And then I did draw something that looks like a cup and handle pattern, which should be bullish. Now, it doesn't mean that we're going back up right now. No, we could have another 2 or 3 red candles in the next coming weeks, but cup and handle pattern is usually bullish. Again, I'm not a chart magician or whatnot, so do with that what you want. And so to conclude, another pretty good week for the Tesla business. The stock will do what the stock will do, but I think that Tesla entering and following Apple into India is the go-to move. Of course, do share your thoughts down in the comments below. Don't forget there will be a second part to this video to cover all the European numbers, so make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up as well, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.